It's on!
This is LP in a nutshell right here. One professional, two yahoos, and one just didn't show up. Hey everybody, welcome to Disney Parks Talk Live. We are about to talk about the week in Disney theme parks. Quick introductions. Doobie, my wife Rebecca, Mike Celestino, the man with the slick back hair, and Jeremiah, Vice President of Goofy Hats and Roosevelt's. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get right into it today because Mike Celestino, very, very, very high demand. He's been kind enough to grace us with a few precious minutes. So we're going to start with his stuff.
I have like 25 minutes.
Oh, well, you had 25. Now we're down to 24. Let's get going. We're going to start with the Disneyland Resort because that's Mike's specialty. And the biggest news out of Disneyland the past week, Mike Celestino. Tell us the story.
So this stagecoach was out at the Frontierland side entrance to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland for a year or two, and then it disappeared. And it was gone for a year. There were crates in its place for a long time, and now it's back. I've heard several different theories about the origins of this stagecoach, and I don't know which is accurate.
Great. And it's really cool right there. You can see it. Well, you can't because you don't know where I'm pointing. It says Western something or other, right, Mike?
Western Explorers, maybe?
Western Expeditions and Delivery Service.
Yeah.
Mike, that's really code for...
Walt Elias Disney.
Right. Which also is WED Enterprises, the small little thing that was founded on this day back in 19 something or other. If today were Friday, not today, but if today were Friday, 1952. Imagineering was founded. Yes, I corrected myself. All right, moving on to the next story.
Well, I just want to say that they did a nice job repainting it, fixing it up. Sorry, it looks nice. I'm glad it's back. It's not a big deal. It's something that I appreciate, though, and other people seem to do the same.
Moving on to the next story. Thank you, Mike Celestino. This next story is also Mike. I'm sorry. Also, Mike Celestino. You got to experience the Fury.
So Nick Fury has joined the ranks of the characters appearing at Avengers Campus in honor of the premiere of Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion, which came out on Disney Plus last Wednesday. That was the day that Nick Fury started appearing and doing this little show where he teaches kids how to become spies. We've kind of figured out that there's 5 different versions of the show. I've only seen 2 of them, but I think the kid gets to pick which one of those lessons they want to learn, and then that results in one of the different versions.
I know Mike is short on time, but in the rating of things that Mike is concerned about regarding Disney messaging, I seem to recall that you were panicked over. I think there was a film that was encouraging children to go on adventures all by themselves. Where does the Nick Fury training you how to be a spy fall into the Mike Celestino scale?
No, I just thought, because in Young Jedi Adventures, the cartoon on Disney Plus, I just thought that the younglings in that show had a lot more autonomy than we've seen before in Star Wars lore. I don't care. Kids can go and do whatever they want. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's consistent within the canon,
Okay.
Mike doesn't have any kids. They can do what they want as long as it's in canon.
Yeah.
So there's 5 different shows, but the show that you get is determined by what the child chooses?
So the show is the same each time, except there's an activity in the middle that the kids get to participate in. It's like a little training exercise that is the choice. They get to pick one of those words. So the one that I saw that's on the video here is the kids are given a length of rope. It's like 5 or 6 kids. Yeah, you can see they give them the length of rope, and they have to all close their eyes and make a square out of the rope without looking. And the trick the hint that he gives them is that the knots are the corners of the square. So you can see that being fun and interesting. And then the other one that I saw later in the day that I don't have video of, but I was taking vertical still photos of, is the kids were instructed to change their appearance. So the kids line up in a row, and then they're all instructed to, I guess, close their eyes and change their appearance in some way. Like, I don't know, put a shoe on their head or something. And then kid next to them has to figure out how their appearance has changed just from having seen them very briefly. Yeah.
John Spencer style. Yeah, Rebecca.
I want to inquire of our CEO that we hire Nick Fury for the next LP Summit, and we participate in these as like team building exercises.
Yeah.
I feel like this is torture. There's like 6 kids, and they say each knot is a corner, but
Yeah.
the square has 4 corners, and we got 6 kids, and they're all, I don't remember. Anyway, by the way, I hope they taught them in the whole disguise thing that you can always tell by the shoes. Check the shoes, right, Rebecca? Yes.
Always.
All right, that's all for Nick Fury. Where'd my mouse go? There we go.
Oh, by the way, no, I have another thing to say about Nick Fury. You can't meet him. You can't talk to him. You can't take photos with him. He's just there for the show. As far as I've experienced, he doesn't come out and do a meet and greet.
He doesn't dance with Groot.
If you try to raise your camera, does he say, "Get that camera out my..." Moving on. Next up, Mike Celestino. Let's do this one, just because we run out of time. This one's special for you. So San Fransokyo coming along, right, Mike?
Yeah, every time I go there, there's been some progress made. This is not a photo that I took. This is a concept art. But this is...
Wow, they got that sign up pretty quick.
Yeah.
We could talk about what they have announced with the concept art. The big news here is the bakery. Not the bakery, the bakery. Seems like it's going to be hanging around.
So is the bread tour.
Yeah, the bakery and the bread tour. This is obviously Pacific Wharf, but under a new name, which is... Wow. How would you pronounce that, Rebecca?
Aunt Cass's?
Oh, does that say aunt?
Yeah,
I couldn't read
Aunt
that first
Cass's
word.
Cafe.
I couldn't read the first word. I'm sorry. You're right. It's just A-U-N-T, aunt. Is it like...
The font is odd.
Yes. Like anti-gravities. And then they've also shown us, sorry for the scrolling, this is where Baymax is going to do his
there's
thing.
scrolls here? Is it Mike?
If it was a scroll, we could keep them for the whole hour. And this is the merchandise shop.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, then let's not waste your time. We can do this without you. Let's
No, but I did take pictures of what the status. Yeah. So they've put up some more graphics. You could see there. It says Wharf Side on the top right, and some other stuff around the corner. There's some new, a lot of new like Japanese. I believe they're Japanese characters.
Had they put up the sports teams above the bathrooms yet when you were there?
Well, there was a graphic above the bathroom.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it was sports teams or not.
Yeah, those are the San Fransokyo sports teams.
Okay. Yeah, that was actually in the previous update that I did, but this was so this is, I thought, I said to Tony as we were doing our live stream that I thought this was confirmation pretty much that the bakery tour would be sticking around. Have we received confirmation of that then?
It said it in the press release that from the bridge to the bakery tour.
Okay. That says San Fransokyo Tribune, which I guess would be the newspaper. Rita's Turbine Blenders. I haven't seen Mango 6 in a while, so.
But it was Rita's Margaritas was there. I assume there's a relationship there. One thing that I have no idea what I was about to say. Oh, one thing that has not begun any construction yet, right, Mike? Is any vertical construction on the bridge itself?
Yeah, they still haven't put in the towers on the bridge at all. There's just those 4 concrete pylons that were, awaiting the construction of the towers. But otherwise, the bridge has been painted to, Golden Gate colors.
But still, it's pre-rusted. So, okay. So going back to the concept art chart, we have Auntie Casa's Cafe. They did confirm the bakery tour will be returning. Baymax's meet and greet. The Hamada Botch. I'm sorry. Goodness, I'm so bad at this. You'll meet Baymax at the Hamada Bot Shop, and that is this right here. Keep going, and then they also have San Fransokyo Makers Market, which will be the main merchandise place there. This is all new concept art they released. Rita's Turbine Blenders is going to be the replacement for Rita's Margaritas, and that's where you'll imbibe the alcohol, I suspect. That's what they served at Rita's Margaritas. Yes, delicious margaritas and icy beverages. So those are the things that have been
One of the last puns of DCA 1.0 is gone.
Rita's Margaritas. Yep. Ah, I miss those days. Okay. And that is progress on San Fransokyo. We still didn't get an opening date. Let's see. I think they gave us a season at least, but no, we got nothing. No. Construction's taking a long time these days, as we'll get to when we get to Epcot. But that's later. Right now, we've still got Mike. So, moving on to Rogers, the musical. They gave us a preview of Rogers, the musical. Yep, they sure did. They sure did.
It looks
Behind the
like
scenes
fun.
preview. It does. So,
They
I'm not
did.
going to play it.
They
I'll
did
put
a
it in the
nice little
background
like
while we
walk and talk with creative team. They like took you through various elements of it. You got to see some technical rehearsals. You got to see a few little few of the set designs happening. I don't know. Are you guys pumped about this, Mike?
Yeah, coming up in just a few days, I'm going to get to see this. I think we could say that I'm seeing it Thursday, and then I'll be back in the park on Friday. Though there's no guarantee I'll see it then. I'll depend on the virtual queue process.
Or you can attempt to buy the priority seating.
I guess so. Yeah.
Thank you, Kyle, for saying some of San Fransokyo is coming in mid-July, some more in mid-August.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, so, Mike, I'm curious. Have you ever been as excited for a stage show at a Disney park as you are for this one?
That's actually a really good question. Since I'm not a huge fan of the stage shows ordinarily. I guess not. I guess this is probably the one that I'm most psyched for. That I really enjoyed, I mean, even in the show, in the Hawkeye show, it's supposed to be kind of a goofy type thing. And then I enjoyed getting to see the interpretation of that at D23 Expo. And then this is going to be an expansion upon that. But I think it's going to be very tongue-in-cheek, but it'll still be appealing to Marvel fans and fans of musical theater, I guess.
I also
Rebecca.
feel bad for the dancers in this, having to dance on this cameraman that's walking everywhere.
Oh, it looks like Nick Fury and yeah. So, Rebecca, I know you're not the hugest Marvel fan, but you certainly have some friends who are looking forward to this, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I want to know, over or under, they're going to get Jeremy Renner to come to the opening of this thing.
That would be a get.
Wouldn't that be funny?
How is he doing though? I know he's up and
yeah,
around.
that's what I don't know. But I mean, it's amazing what the medical like the way medical miracles. But I don't know how his recovery is as far as his mobility. But boy, that would on so many levels, like the Hawkeye joke, the ability to just see him after the horrific accident and recovery he's been going through. Just it just kind of, as I was watching that whole reel, is like, oh.
Then they got to get a shot of him like going like this, and then like walking out.
Would that be on the same level as Gallagher though?
Oh, jeez. I feel like, Mike, if you arrive Thursday and the Hyperion is covered in toilet paper, then that's your hint that he's going to be there doing one of his renovations, promoting the whole Nat Geo thing.
Oh, I should have been wearing my renovations hat in the other room.
So, as we actually, this has happened since the last show. They will be doing virtual queue, as Mike said, for Rogers the Musical. They are expecting some people. Virtual queue will be available.
I am so looking forward to the not Disney bounding, but like cosplay era embrace, because I mean, I just am envisioning the dapperness being like at an all-time high when this musical hits. So
yeah, me too. And my big question going into this, this 2-day opening for Rogers the Musical is whether there will be any modifications to the land outside of the interior of the Hyperion Theater. Like, will we get any kind of character interactions outside of the theater in the courtyard around there, or is it just entirely contained within the Hyperion?
I think it's going to be mostly queue, and then if there is anything, it'll be over at the lounge at Soundstage 12 for the $29 per person thing.
So before we get to the $29, virtual queue will be available at 10:30 a.m. for the first 2 shows of the day, and then 2 p.m. for the remaining shows of the day. The show starts June 30th and only runs through August 31st, and it's dark on Sundays and Mondays. So you can't even see it both days of the weekend, and they've already said there are 2 days in July, additional days in July that it's going to be dark. So limited chance to see this. Go ahead, Rebecca, with that if you want.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Justin was apparently a Agent Carter cast member. I'm guessing that's what that's saying. So maybe served in the kind of roles that we know our Kyle Burbank has served in other productions. So we'll see.
You're assuming that Justin
Justin
has not had a recurring speaking role in the Agent Carter series.
Hey, you never know.
No one with that kind of brains is watching this show. All right, so virtual queue aside, there's another way to get in here, Jeremiah, right?
So I love that I found this at 4:00 in the morning and just like going, okay, let me look. And it was on the app. And it hadn't been published anywhere else. It's $29 per person, which is an incredible price for this. I was expecting at least $50. You get the popcorn in the bucket, you get the soda, you get the seating in the stage 12, that's Hollywood and Dine, right? Like that's stage 12.
I think so.
Because I couldn't.
So well, it says in front of stage 12, not inside stage 12.
Yeah.
So
it's
I think you're right, but it's outdoors. And yeah, you get the popcorn, red, white, and blue kettle corn. You also get a beverage and a lanyard and priority access for the photo pass. But I mean, when you add up the popcorn, the bucket, the lanyard, and the beverage, you're up to close to $20.
Plus, you get in first for the seating. Excuse me.
Right.
It's a popcorn bucket. That's 25 already there, Doobie.
It's generic, relatively generic one, but yeah, it says
It'll be the
Rogers
Rogers one, which will be
souvenir popcorn bucket with the red, white, and blue kettle corn.
Yeah.
So
Stage.
Now that I'm seeing everything that comes with this, I'm guessing that our CEO is going to want me to do this on Friday.
Stage 12 is where they had that Shield photo op as well for a while, right? Agents of Shield, they like had the jet out front and some.
Oh yeah,
so they've kind of used
Marvel.
it because it kind of looks like
yeah.
a hanger.
yeah. Yes, thank you, Tony.
Look at this.
Technically, to be more timely, stage 12 is where the Captain Marvel meet and greet was. Thank you, Tony Betty.
I'm
sad. Great deal.
I'm scared that Tony and I though were in that same.
Or the electronic arcade for those who want to be less timely.
Wow. Where we had that awesome LP meet with Wayne and Rusi for those that want to be far less timely.
We're those who want to be archaic. Yeah. Exactly.
Still Hollywood and Dine.
Yeah. Kyle is Flynn's Arcade, so everyone's got their stage 12 memories.
Now it's absolutely nothing. Now it's a seating area for the Coke truck and the queue for the Disney Chase Visa photo op.
So Rogers the Musical premium viewing experience will be available until it's sold out for the day or until 90 minutes before the last show. So there you go.
Which means I'm running right over there the day I'm there.
So Rogers the Musical, so exciting. It's nice to see. I'm happy to see you people so hyped for a stage show because I love stage shows. Even though this one doesn't interest me, I hope it really does it for a lot of people. And keep these shows coming, Disney.
I think this is probably the most excited I've been for a theme park stage show since the Ghostbusters one at Universal Studios Hollywood.
And then you saw it and you were disappointed.
High praise. High bar you got there, Mike. Mike Celestino also got some more
by Hollywood I meant Florida.
It's over there.
Construction pictures from Tiana's Bayou Adventure under construction. Anything in particular you want to mention from these, Mike?
Just a lot of scaffolding has gone up since the last time I was there. No big major changes that I noticed, but the stuff that was notable was over at Tiana's Palace. As Jeremiah noted, the tarp had come down. So I went over and got some pics of that. You can see the paint job on the second floor there. They're still working on I think there's two like steam, what do you call those? Steam pipes? No. Steam
stacks.
Smokestacks. That's what I was looking for. That they're still building on the top there.
It was like, I don't know what you're looking for, Mike. I was trying.
All right, Mike. I don't know your opinion of this. Are you excited?
He
hates
apathetic?
It. Do you hate it?
Oh, that. I thought you were talking about Downtown Disney again.
Yeah, I'm excited for this for sure. Yeah. It's not the current aged Indiana Jones. It's, classic uh Indiana Jones in his prime is going to be
Does he have
meeting
eyeliner on?
or appearing.
So starting Friday, a younger Indiana Jones will be
Yeah.
appearing at Disneyland. That's all we know.
So-
This is what they gave us.
Yeah.
Cut the music.
That's it.
So the question is he going to be roaming the land? Is he going to have a meet and greet where people can line up, or
It'll be like that one party where they have the queue and you walk around him and he just keeps running in circles.
Oh, that's
avoiding
right.
People.
I'd forgotten. That was relatively recently. Yeah. I forgot about that.
I would like a treehouse bridge for him to fight on. Last time I saw Indiana Jones in the park, he was sliding off the Matterhorn into a mattress at Disneyland's 40th anniversary.
He's going to be out on the front end of the island since there's no Phantasmic, and it's going to be Indiana Jones and the pirate show that nobody remembers.
All right. Mike Celestino has showed off his artistic skills by going to draw Elemental. What did you draw?
I drew Wade. I forget Wade's last name. Wade Ripple from Elemental at the Animation Academy, but also available is Ember from the film.
So
There's
let's all
my
rate
end result.
on a scale of 1 to 10, guys. Jeremiah, what do you give Mike's Wade here?
I would give that at least an 8. That is a
wow.
very good Wade.
Thank you. Thanks.
Rebecca, something more realistic?
No, it's fantastic. I would also rate it very high.
What's...
I give it a 9. That's really good, Mike.
Whoa, thanks.
I'm impressed. And took pictures. I mean, that's impressive, Mike.
But did he video while he was drawing?
No.
I didn't.
See, I was sent down to cover one of these character openings one time, and I videoed the whole time because I know I can't draw, so I just got a full
What
video
I
of the
do.
experience. Tony Betty, Elemental, in theaters now. Go see it. Thanks, Tony. Seating is on your left. What did you think of that title, Jeremiah? That's the name of this episode.
It took me a little while. I got it, because it made me think. I would give it a 6.
I don't get it.
Seating
Like
for the
Captain
Rogers
America.
musical on your left from Captain America.
Okay, and finally, and most importantly, other than the return of the Red Wagon, Mike Celestino
Wait, the Red
Went to the
Wagon
park.
moved on? Corn dog?
went to, not that Red Wagon, went to the park early and got his yoga on, right, Mike?
Yeah, so I arrived to check in for this event at 4:30 a.m. At Disneyland.
You want to be a travel writer. Yeah.
And it was all cast members in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle and around the hub and down Main Street, USA, doing yoga with the instructor from the Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, who I got to interview. And it was a unique experience for me. I didn't participate. They asked me if I wanted to, and I said no because I have no balance. But it was cool to get to see all the cast members partaking in this.
Looking at you, staring at you.
I did not know you had the option of participating, Mike. That is not something you're allowed to say no to.
Yeah, for National Yoga Day, around the world, all the parks had morning yoga. Walt Disney World, again, had their event that was cast member only. We didn't get invited to that, but I happen to know somebody who was there. And they were on the last ferry over, and as soon as they got in front of the castle and sat down, canceled the entire thing due to weather. So everybody that got there at 4:30 had to turn around and leave.
Oh no!
We showed a TikTok from someone in their social media department who chronicled, "Get ready with me. Let's go see yoga. Let's get warmed up. Oh, time to go."
But all the other entries make it look like it happened. I was cracking up that day.
I can't believe Mike didn't do yoga. I'm so disappointed. Jeremiah went surfing for Laughing Place, and that was not pretty.
I used the excuse of needing to document it instead of participating. And I thought I did a decent job with that.
You did do a decent job documenting, but anyway. All right, that is all our Disneyland stories today. If I'm not mistaken, Mike has somewhere to be.
Yeah. I've already opened my other StreamYard window that I have to go to.
So we are going to say goodbye to Mike Celestino, not before thanking him for gracing us with his presence.
Thank you.
Bye, Mike.
Thank you for having me. See you next week. Bye.
Bye, Mike.
4 o'clock next week. Write it down.
By the way, Mike Celestino is going to be trying to track these down the next time he's in the park, because on Twitter, I spotted from a toy designer. He shared these images. He tweeted, "I got to help design these fidget toys that came out as a part of new Toontown in Disneyland. They stretch, they squish, they click," and he shared them in his on Twitter, and so I'm excited.
I feel like calling them fidget toys, kind of lessens what we played with as kids, because that's pretty much what we had, is the little, hey, we can pull these apart and do things.
And he gives a shout out to a friend on Twitter for having shared these images with him, his concepts on one side, the realization on the other. And like I say, that's on our esteemed West Coast correspondent's to-do list. So
And
we'll
I've
be
also
bringing
heard
you
that
more images.
Power limes are back in stock there.
Oh, yay. All right, so Disney World. We have a lot of important Disney World stuff to get to. Yes, that's definitely how we feel about things around here. But since we were just doing yoga day in the park that had Mike up early, why don't we do the world's largest swim lesson that had Jeremiah up early in that Typhoon Lagoon? There we go.
Sorry.
I cannot think of her name. She was an Olympiad in 2002. She
I'll help you
was
out.
the first African-American swimmer on an Olympic team, and she won silver. Very fun to talk to. Go watch the video. Her talk is very, very poignant. Yes, I got up way too early. Thank you, Maritza, for this event, because it turned into, we got there, and as with most events that involve kids, it turned into, okay, we're going to start at this time. We're going to start now. But it was a lot of fun. They had, in Typhoon Lagoon, they had over 300 kids. Total on Disney property, they had 650 kids from local Boys and Girls Clubs around Central Florida and other groups. They all had the chance to get swim lessons from the licensed lifeguards at Typhoon Lagoon and at the pools around the Walt Disney World property. And then the best part, they got to spend the day in Typhoon Lagoon.
Oh, that is the best part.
Yeah.
So I have a question on this. They call this the 14th annual World's Largest Swim Lesson.
Not the world's largest swim lesson.
Is this the anniversary of the world's largest 13 years ago, or do they top the record every year?
It is purely a title. I'm pretty sure if we go into the Guinness Book of World Record, the world's largest swim lesson involves like links from around the world and everybody. This was a bunch of kids having a great time. The ambassadors were there. We had Mickey. Of course, we had Stitch. I was wearing this shirt that has Mickey and Stitch on it, and they love my shirts. But it was lots of fun, like especially for an early morning group. It wasn't too hot, which was nice, because as we found out today, Florida, it feels like, was over 120 degrees out. Yeah.
Yes. It is so cold and gloomy here today.
I was out, and all the kids had a great time.
Not out my window.
It was a fun event to go to. And then are we going to lead into what I did later that day?
Sure, let's do that. What did you do later?
Before we do that, can I just say something kind of odd and a little bit off topic, but related to swimming? Okay, I'm going to. No, that is one of the things that's been interesting, following kind of the news surrounding the live action Little Mermaid, is the speculation that it could increase water safety dynamics within the Black community. And that is an area where we see kind of a racial disparity amongst drowning numbers. And it's just an interesting side point, you know, how we've often over the years, we've seen kind of societal shifts because of Disney films. And one that I hadn't ever considered in the reality of Hallie's casting as Ariel is this idea that perhaps this will cause a shift within that dynamic. There's several, you can Google, there's several articles kind of out there speculating on the impact. But when I saw this Typhoon Lagoon swimming lesson, it just sparked, you know, that I'd read those articles, and I just want to throw it out there here so people can, you know, go check it out. That's all.
And
just
Maritza,
a little tidbit.
In her speech on the stage, and I got an interview with her on our Instagram, she talks about the percentage of African American and Hispanics that know how to swim, and those numbers or the percentages were so low. And that's really what this was to focus on safety. And I was talking to some of the people, and over the years they've done this multiple times, and it's a lot of the time the first opportunity for a lot of these kids to even be in the water, much less get a swimming lesson of how to bubble, how to float. And they were all having a great time.
Yep.
So awesome. One of the many community things this company does that we appreciate. And then the other thing they do is make money, and that's where this next story is going to be. We'll hold your thing, Jeremiah. I want to get to the Genie Plus. The Genie Plus.
So they call it Fast Pass Plus.
Jeremiah, why don't you talk about it, since you clearly have opinions?
Those eyes could not roll any harder.
So starting tomorrow, Genie Plus can be pre-purchased. If you aren't familiar with this terminology, go back 4 years and look at Fast Pass Plus that could be pre-purchased, would sell out. I mean, the biggest difference with this is they haven't said that you can start booking. You can just pre-purchase it, but
that's not the only change.
Yeah, the pricing is also different. The fact that you can do multiple parks for $27, or that's the examples, where before it was multiple parks for however much you paid in one day. Genie Plus, my biggest eye roll is what a lot of people have said is...
Wait, hold up. Is the pre-purchase happening tomorrow? I thought it was the tiered pricing happens tomorrow.
I believe it is starting tomorrow.
I'm gonna wait for our editor Kyle to jump in here, because I'm not 100%.
So let's talk about the tiered pricing real quick.
Okay.
So currently, today and in the past, Genie Plus, you buy it once for all 4 parks. You can book at all 4 parks, etc. They are making that now an option. Instead, you can buy it for 1 park only if you so choose. And those prices seem like they're probably lower. So, for example, and this is purely an example that they gave us, you might be able to get Epcot for $18 or Animal Kingdom for only $16. And if you're not park hopping, you're probably saving money over what it would be today. And if you do want to park hop, then maybe it's $27. It may or may not be the same as the highest price park. In this example, it's the same as the highest price park. So that is the change that's been announced at this point. I guess we'll find out tomorrow if there's some other change. But right now, this is the change that's been announced, is the separate park pricing, which means they also, another benefit of this is they may sell out at different times. Whereas right now, Genie Plus maybe is really popular at Magic Kingdom, and therefore you can't get it at Animal Kingdom. It can sell out at Magic Kingdom, yet still be available at Animal Kingdom. So that is the change, and it goes into effect tomorrow. And so we'll certainly have a better idea of exactly how that works out, and a better idea if there are other changes in store as well.
Yes, and they are moving forward to try to make Genie Plus easier to use.
Yes.
And I just want to clarify, because that wasn't announced. You may be right, but it certainly has not been announced at this point that the pre-purchase starts tomorrow. So we are not announcing that either, and we'll find out tomorrow if that is the case. And if Jeremiah is right, we will give him a promotion to a vice president of clairvoyancy here at Laughing Place. We will call him Karnak. Whoa, that's
Gio's asking a question. Do you guys know how this works?
That was asked when we talked about it, and we did actually reach out. And I don't see an update here. Kyle, do you know Kyle, if we got an answer, if we did reach out and if we got an answer on if you can upgrade from a one park to a... Oh, I'm sorry, we did get an answer. We absolutely did get an answer. I remember it now.
Okay.
It's not smooth. The tech's not ready. But what they said to do is buy the multi, go to the guest relations in the new park, and they will give you a refund.
And again,
On the
making it
difference.
so much easier. I apologize.
Yes.
I misspoke. I was also looking at pre-purchasing
No
mine
worries.
for California at the same time. So, but yes, again, easier, and we
Right.
don't know what the heck is going on with it. Yes, this is so much easier.
At least since it's not easier, I'm hoping it's... One would hope that the price, if you're going to Animal Kingdom and want Genie Plus, it will be cheaper today than it was yesterday for a given crowd level, because it does not include all the parks. So at least, hopefully, in many cases, it's a lower price.
That will be the benefit.
For those of us that care about money, Jeremiah, that is a huge benefit.
No, I completely agree, but that is the only benefit.
Yeah.
But again, Genie Plus, we're going on how long this is going? A year almost? Over a year?
Yeah.
I had to explain to a travel agent what Genie Plus for Disneyland versus Walt Disney World and the differences and how it all works. And they're like, how is this so difficult? I'm like,
Can I
And
share?
can I clarify real quick Gio's question, because I want to just read exactly what Disney told us. They said,
Okay.
when we asked if the service for one park could upgrade to a multi-park, the spokesperson said that guests could purchase Genie Plus for the additional park and visit guest services to be refunded the difference between the combined total and the multi-park price. All right, continue. Go ahead, Rebecca.
Okay. I feel like my perception as a frequent but not regular Disney parks visitor, because I live far away now and I go seasonally. I'm not like Jeremiah, who it's around the corner, so I go, multiple times a week. I'm going seasonally, and a lot of my peer group are people who also are not going as regularly. But I feel like Genie Plus has really hurt the Disney Parks brand. And I'm going to talk in that economic sense.
Go for
it. As a guest, when I went to the parks, I didn't find that Genie Plus was like required or necessary for me to have a great time. I've been there during Genie Plus era, and I've had a decent time. I've been able to navigate okay. I've been able to experience the attractions I want to do and that kind of thing. But I have this perception that a lot of my other people I hear talking about the Disney parks are like put off by how complicated it is and how it feels like they're missing out, like that FOMO kind of like, am I not really getting the best bang for my buck because I can't really comprehend this whole Genie Plus thing? And then you hear like this happening where they're going to sell it to me. And in order to make sure I get my money's worth, I have to go and like get my refund. It's just, I don't know. It's like I say, just as an outsider perspective, like, not like right there in it. That's just how it feels. It's a very weird place to be as a Disney fan. I'm not used to seeing them make choices that feel like it lessens the guests. It's not hospitable. I think of them as kind of be our guest, right? That's like the book that was like the Disney Parks book for forever out there, and people would come and learn how to be the hospitality company. And I don't know, it feels lost right now when you see things like this happen. Well, that doesn't feel very hospitable.
I feel like
twice as much money as you should, and we'll refund you part of it.
But I feel like Gio and us, we are definitely the minority here, because if a normal park guest plans to park hop, they are park hopping because they are paying the extra money to park hop. So I don't think.
Gotcha.
Oh, I don't, because you sometimes, oftentimes, if you're on a multi-day ticket, you're on vacation, you'll have park hopping every day, but that doesn't mean you're going to park hop on any individual day.
Yeah, but
and you definitely can go to Magic Kingdom and say, I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom. Okay, I'm going to get the Genie Plus, and then we'll see if I park hop later. So
yeah, but most people that are doing the vacations, you know, back in the day when we all used to plan our vacations, we planned to park hop or we planned not to park hop.
Right.
okay,
But my thought isn't even so much that as much as it was Fast Pass was free. Or included, if you want to go with Disney, it with Doobie's way of thinking. It was included.
Nothing's
in
free,
price.
baby.
What?
Nothing's free.
Stop calling me baby.
So if I didn't do my homework and totally capitalize on the Fast Pass, it wasn't like I was costing myself anything. Whereas I don't know, I feel like I feel like there's this perception out there that I need to be some sort of Genie Plus master in order to really get the most out of my Disney experience. But
And the other
maybe it's just because I wasn't an outsider when Fast Pass was happening. You know, I was living there, and I hardly ever used Fast Pass because I lived there. You know.
I think they're also hurt by the fact that it keeps changing. I mean, like even this change is a change that we know more changes coming. They already announced, thanks to Scott Gustin, he actually checked into this to see. Disney had previously said guests would like ways to plan with Genie Plus before the day of their visit. And they checked with Disney, and Disney said nothing announced today is related to these upcoming changes. So we know yet even another change is coming over the next 5 months. And even this change is not quite ready since the whole guest services thing.
Yeah.
Why so many changes? They up the pricing. That's not so much of a change, but it doesn't seem ready. Get it ready, get all your stuff ready, and then roll it out, and people can get properly educated. But if you got educated on Genie Plus yesterday, it's about to change tomorrow, and then it's about to change in another couple of months, and I also think that hurts guest service.
Back to my addressing Geo. If you're not sure if you're going to park hop, then you're wasting $50, much less $12 for Genie Plus. So.
All right, we're done with this topic. Jeremiah, you have no promotion. Yeah, okay. Moving on to the next topic. Why don't we let Jeremiah talk about something he does know a little something about, and that is food.
Food. Glorious food. California Grill, for the 50th anniversary, had a 3-course prefix meal. And to carry that on, because it was so successful, they've continued it. Mac and I got a chance to try it the other night, and it was amazing. The pricing is a set price, but you can also add on wine pairing. You can add on a premium wine pairing, because you know me, I was all over the premium wine pairing.
Yeah. Did you get one just so Mac could have double?
No, trust me, he didn't need double of anything. They were very complimentary with their, here, would you like more? Would you like more?
That price, by the way, is $89 for the meal, and the wine pairing, I believe, is $39 or $69 for the deluxe. Yeah, I nailed that. How about that, baby?
Good job. Food was all amazing. It's California Grill. If you've not eaten a California Grill, it is worth it. That was what I had. That was so good. And, you know, again, California Grill is one of those places. It's not the normal, you know, you're on vacation. This is your big vacation meal. This is the time where you make sure you go have a nice night. And one of the other great things is if you're there late enough, you go out to the private viewing areas and you watch Happily Ever After, as we have a video on our YouTube of.
Okay, that video deserves much more play than it's getting. I should get a link for you guys. It's the one taken from the top of the California Grill after this event, with a lightning storm going on, and just the Tron. You can see the glow in the dark Tron building. It's just so beautiful, that video. So let me get a link to that and make sure. Some people can go check that out.
That was one that, you know, I love the food. The drinking was more Mac, but I was more excited to rush out there. Like when they let us go, I'm running through puddles because it had been pouring earlier. And
I love how you can see the castle shot separate from the main shot and the Tron building there. I've not seen a show from up here since they've added Tron. This is a beautiful video.
Yeah, and I've seen the Orange Team's lighting package, but it seemed like it was running much more during the show because I think in the span of 10 minutes, I saw it go through 2 times. And there's the lightning in the background.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, put a link to that in the chat. Invite you to go watch this video. Find someone you love. Get a spot on the couch.
Reach
Enjoy
out and
happily ever after.
get your happily ever after.
Do you remember Hands Around the World, Jeremiah?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Let's see. Grand Floridian Lobby. Are those your construction picks?
No, I don't know where those came from, but it is interesting that they are. Grand Floridian has been under construction for a while with the expansion of the Disney Vacation Club into their older buildings. So they're, it is time. The Grand Floridian hasn't gone through a major refurbishment in a while. So it's nice to see that they're putting the extra touch in there. I'm excited to see what it looks like, next Easter egg time, or actually Christmas gingerbread house.
And
Yeah, Red House.
Construction continuing at Epcot on what I believe is officially now the world's longest construction project in the history of mankind.
Wait, hold up. I had
Yes.
something to say about the Grand Floridian thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to Stitch. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It's interesting to me that the construction walls featured recently done refurbishments and didn't seem to give us any tease of what this is going to look like.
That
We
could
had
just
like this.
be
We had this beautiful sunsetty thing, and then the other two, it was like the recently redone V&A, and then the recently redone guest rooms. And
That is accurate.
I just thought that was interesting, and that's all. Okay.
Yeah,
back
it
to your
could be
review.
just a basic touch up, replacing the carpets type thing.
Actually, we do have some breaking news on exactly what the new lobby is going to look like, and there it is.
Please no.
Once again,
That will never get old.
that is a joke. That is not what it will look like. It will not be nearly that elaborate. Epcot, the world's longest construction project, continues. They were programming the Moana water feature. Jeremiah, will Epcot ever be finished, this project?
No, just like Walt said, Epcot will never be finished as long as there are construction walls left in the world.
You'll appreciate this. The first thing I thought of when I saw that, park the waters.
See, mine. So they didn't really give a lot of detail of Journey of Water inspired by Moana. That, to me, is Soarin' around the world. The queue where everybody had to do everything together. And I was like, so that's going to last through the media event and the influencers, and then nobody will ever work together to form a wave.
You know what they're going to do.
That totally reminds me of park the waters.
This water right here is hiding Ariel. She's kind of doing her thing, coming out of the water. Or maybe Hey for this.
An Instagram spot. You can go stand on the other side and do like aerial impersonation.
But I was just there when Tony and I did a walk and talk, Doobie. Fine, don't walk and talk with me.
I'm not walking up with anyone lately. I've got work to do.
The construction is, you can see definite forward motion on that. We talked about the World Nature bathrooms last week. The Communicore Plaza with the Communicore building is looking more and more like they're getting ready to paint it. The odd lighting fixtures, which I need to see some new concept art of what these things are, because they aren't center, which I know will bug Doobie to no end, of the walkway. They're almost faced towards Journey into Imagination.
Yeah, well, I'm sure people are going to go crazy as a result. I'm not the only one who has an issue with that.
But it looks more and more like it's getting closer, even though we're fall, is what they're saying.
Are the new neighborhood names becoming more second nature?
Nature.
I think I actually got them on the first try when I was talking with Tony. So,
World Nature, World Showcase, World Discovery, and World Be Free, the old basketball player, right? What's the fourth world?
World Celebration.
World Amaze, World Journey.
World Celebration. We're not in the parking lot. And that's hey now.
4th of July is coming. They will have fireworks at the Magic Kingdom. They will have a DJ at the Magic Kingdom. They also have fireworks on the 3rd at the Magic Kingdom. characters at Epcot dressed in old-timey 1776 gear. Lots of fun foods around the Walt Disney World. So check out our guide on 4th of July at Walt Disney World.
We'll probably have
I'll put up
video
a
of the
link.
fireworks from the 3rd.
Definitely.
And as a reminder, if you're staying at a Walt Disney World resort over that week, be sure to check when you check in to see what, if any, special events might be happening at your hotel, because sometimes they'll have a unique movie screening or unique activities around the 4th, because they understand the park so will be more crowded. So you may be more inclined to kind of enjoy what your resort is offering rather than. And also, by the way, check neighboring resorts there at Walt Disney World, because you don't have to, always just stay at yours.
Yeah.
You can go see what kind of fun is happening at other ones and join in. I know in the past they've done things like make a flag, or I know the Grand Floridian over the years has had some really cool like lawn events and glow stuff happening. So like I say, check and see what's happening at the Walt Disney World resorts as if you're going to be there over the 4th of July.
Yes, absolutely, because they will have lots of fun. I know they've had different characters appear over the years. So
rumor has it, Voices of Liberty might even make an appearance at Epcot.
pretty sure they will. Can you bring up Donna's question?
Any views of trams at Epcot yet?
Nor at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Weren't those promised in 2022?
They were.
I do not understand.
I do not understand.
As somebody who pre-pandemic would always avoid taking the trams because it will take longer to take the tram than it does to walk in most places, I'm not upset one way or another. It's it could be like Disneyland where it takes you a half hour to get on the tram from Mickey and Friends over.
Jeremiah flexing his peak physical fitness.
However, no, but I always say I describe Disney parking lot trams like childbirth, in that a lot of they always okay. So here's the deal.
I've given birth many times.
No, here's the deal. You know how they say that like you give birth and then you kind of forget the pain because you have the little one, and then that's how I feel about parking lot trams. You wait, you have to fight your way onto the tram, but then when you're getting off the tram to your car, you're like, oh, that's the last ride of the day. You had such a pleasant ride on the tram. It's like transformative for that last moment of the park.
I want that T-shirt. Riding a tram is like giving birth.
That's when are we going to start the new LP store with these shirts that we all keep coming up with?
I did not say that. It's a little nuanced. It wasn't quite that.
It was a lot more nuanced than that, but I love the way that flows. So that's the way the shirt's going to read. All right. Sorry about that. So today is June 26th, a.k.a. 626, a.k.a. Stitch Day, and Stitch happens to be Rebecca Mosley's favorite character of all time. Or something like that.
I'm fond of him. See?
So, Rebecca, take it away.
Why am I taking it away? What am I saying?
I thought you wanted to say some Stitch stuff. Show some pictures or something.
Oh, okay.
Can you do
cool.
your best Stitch impersonation?
Over the years, we've had a lot of fun with Stitch. When the film first came out, if you were exiting Star Tours over at Disneyland Resort, they had this great window display there at Star Trader that you could check out. Stitch riding around in his bright red vehicle that for a while you could see over at the Magic Kingdom. Is this still there, Jeremiah? I can't even remember if it's still there. It's gone. Finally gone.
Yeah, you said it's gone.
Okay, and then also at DCA, they had the Ohana, they had that luau thing right there over by Pizza Umamau, remember?
Oh my!
Oh wow!
Yeah, wow.
Lilo and Stitch over there celebrating Ohana. Oh, and then my favorite of kind of that interactive experience was when you could go to Innoventions and you would pop into a little booth, and it was really simplistic. I'm trying to get the picture to pop up of it, but it was like a little booth up there in the second floor of Disneyland's Innoventions, as I recall, and it looked like this, just looked like a little beach hut from the film. And when you stepped inside, I don't have any pictures inside, unfortunately, because it wasn't conducive, but you would interact with Stitch. It was like you were making a little video phone call to him. Think of it as FaceTime with Stitch. and it really felt like you were having a one-on-one with
Yeah.
Stitch. It was super awesome, and that was it was like the precursor
Because
to yes, go ahead.
I was because it was R&D. This was, sometimes
Yeah.
they do R&D projects in the parks, like they're doing now with Mini Groot over there at DCA, and this was
Wait, Minnie's
R&D.
there's a Groot with Minnie?
Baby Groot, little Groot. What's his name?
Baby
Groot,
Groot, sure.
Baby Groot for what would eventually. So this was like R&D for what would eventually become Turtle Talk with Crush,
Well,
and they also have a version of it now in some of the international parks with Stitch. But yeah, you're talking live with an actual character.
Didn't they move this from the photo booth over to California Adventures?
Redwood?
No, Animation Pavilion.
I don't recall that. I'm sorry.
Okay, for some reason I thought it appeared over there, where they did Drawn to Animation with Mulan and Mushu.
It may have.
Mushu, but I could be blending memories. That happens over the
Tony
years.
will tell us, I'm sure.
But yeah, it was a lot of Stitch fun has happened over the years. On our Instagram. Go ahead, Juby.
I was just gonna make sure you'd show the TP.
Oh, I don't have that. Do you have that? I didn't pull that up. That's not a
if you
moment
need some,
I'm
Juby.
thrilled with.
Okay, well, we'll leave that then. We did talk about that on this morning's morning show. If you want to see pictures of Stitch toilet papering the castle.
But what I did share on our Instagram is this picture, which I can't. If you can pull up our Insta, Doobie, I am unable to for whatever reason. At the grand opening of Stitch's Great Escape, they actually had this alien version of Stitch out walking around, doing publicity.
Every now and then.
Do you see him? Because I mentioned in our Insta, I don't recall seeing him since, and I wondered if others had. So I asked that on our Instagram account. Hey, if you don't follow us, please do. Instagram laughing_place. We share all kinds of fun stuff there, more and more all the time as we get more Instagram savvy.
Yeah, he appeared not too long ago, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But sure. I know they're bringing back Stitch. Stitch is the new Tinkerbell again. There's a shirt for you.
And our team, if you check out Laughing Place, our team has been collecting the variety of merchandise. I mean, this year's Stitch to Stitch 626 Stitch Day has been really impressive. Roosevelt has a variety of new Lilo and Stitch designs out. That one is one of the Disney 100 shirts, and it does have Lilo and Stitch on it. But they actually had 3 new designs come out today featuring specifically Lilo and Stitch. Oh, they sold out before I could get them. I'm so bummed. That red one, when you look at it close up, it's gorgeous. It has like Elvis Stitch. Like you can see a little bit of the shadowing kind of appearing in this picture, but when you zoom in on it, really cool. The clouds on the one with the pastel color, those are Stitches hiding in it.
I think if you slide to the side, you get a better view of those.
And then
nope.
And then Rock Love released a Hula Stitch necklace, Corksicle, a brand new tumbler and wine goblet thing, stemless goblet. So yeah, it's been quite a plethora. Hot Topic, a box lunch, a lot of new items over at Box Lunch. We actually highlighted a couple of them. So if you are a Stitch to Stitch, I'm going to do it again, a 626 fan, there's a lot of fun stuff out there. And if you visit our site and purchase, we appreciate it because we get a small affiliate. See, I'm going to do Kyle has the right wording always, but it doesn't cost you anything extra, and we do get a small fund that helps with things.
We get a small, what is the right wording, Kyle?
Yes.
Put that somewhere in here. Go into every screen.
Commission. Thank you. A small commission that funds things around here. So we appreciate it.
And all right, well, that's our show for today, folks. We invite you to check us out every morning at 9 a.m. where we cover all the Disney news. Fun show done with me and our managing editor, this guy right here. Tomorrow afternoon, Barely Necessities is going to be on. Rebecca and Becca talking Disney merchandise. Tomorrow evening, we have a very special I'm sorry, that's at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And tomorrow
By the
evening
way,
is
I want to have a little bit of a Stitch show and tell. It'll be the day after, but I thought it'd be fun. I have a lot of
Let's do
items
7.
from when the movie first came out, so it'll be what would now be vintage.
Wouldn't that be Angel Day? Isn't Angel
Right.
627?
627.
And yesterday was what's his name?
all right. So we may have some scheduling issues tomorrow morning. We'll check your local schedule on YouTube. But tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. we are very excited. We will have an Indiana Jones contest. We're hoping for a second contest written by Mike Celestino. He will be sitting in with us. So, that was a joke. That's not funny.
Oh yeah,
funny?
it is. Don't.
Why?
Just move on. It'll click in a little while. Just move on, GB.
Okay. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I am going to end this stream so I can find out what this joke is and get myself out of here. Bye, everybody.